Africa TV Breakup Studio Live 2020 GSL 시즌 코드 S Showdown.
What is up, everybody? We've had a week off, but we're finally back here at the GSL Code S round of 16, and we're starting this off with a very special group.
Yeah, this is an exciting group because it has these potential storylines that are just amazing. Scarlett and TaeJa both in it.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, though. Dark hair as well. Scarlett, of course, a lot of eyeballs on her. She managed to defeat Rogue in an insane series of great cheeses. No regret backing her up with some great builds, but, of course, perfect execution from her. But this group's not going to be any easier, and that group was already insanely difficult that she got out of.
Yeah. It's I can't wait to see. I really want her to play Dark and see what builds that she's going to bring.
Yeah. I think
I hope that
everything
happens.
that we could possibly have happen, I'm the most interested in seeing that.
Yes. Now, who knows if we're going to see that? They don't play first, so it's possible that they don't even reach each other.
Sure.
But here's our groups for the round of 16. It's a very exciting round of 16 overall, I would say. We are missing a couple big names, like you mentioned. Rogue isn't here.
SOS
got
gone.
eliminated. Yeah. So we're definitely missing a few really strong players, but we've got some very exciting players that have, entered the fray. It's like a new challenger approach is like we're playing Street Fighter or something, right?
Right.
If Bunny is here, TaeJa, the only rank 4 from a group, like the lowest ranked
tier
player,
4
basically.
player, yeah.
Tier 4 player, making it to the next round. Of course, we have Scarlett back after a couple of years in the round of 16. So this is, it's exciting, man. We also have, the people that you would expect to win, right? We have Sue and Maru and Dark and all that.
Yeah, there's so many different storylines that have come out of this, and I think Group A, is probably, I think, the one that most of us are the most excited about, just seeing both TaeJa and Scarlett in this group. And, Deer, he's looking very strong this season, but I think it's realistic that either Scarlett or TaeJa could defeat him. I think we all agree Dark is probably going to advance. Now, in the round of 16, we also have a new map, and it's a 4-player map, Obsidian.
Yeah. A map capable of aggressive or defensive play depending on the location of the second expansion. There's rocks at the entrance to the second expansion, so it's easy to defend. But it is vulnerable to harassments as there is a road coming into it from the back. A power fight is expected around central areas in a mid to late game, and a bypass attack is also expected to avoid a power struggle if the armies are inferior.
Well, we're going to have to watch out for that power fight that is to be expected around central area to mid to late game, and bypass attacks. Also expected to avoid power struggle.
We were really excited actually to see a 4-player map joining into the tournament, because it was like, well, how are they going to use their vetoes now? But we actually removed Purity and Industry, so the vetoes are going to look exactly the same, except where Purity and Industry was, the 4-player map will be. So I'm excited for the finals when we finally get to see this map, maybe in a mirror matchup.
When we've already forgotten that this map exists, and we just see it in the map lineup and go, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get to see much of this.
I want to.
This is the nature of pro gamers. Whenever a new map is introduced, especially if it's a little bit weird or requires different play, it's most likely to be vetoed by one of the players because they want to play on the maps they've already been playing on the entire time. Anyways, we've got a quick video for you guys, and then we'll start our 5 best of 3s.
차지명을 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 박영우 선수 마이크 잡아주시고요. 이 선수는 내가 무조건 데려가야 되겠다. 이 선수 3명만 잡아오면 나는 무난하게 8강 올라가겠다는 그런 대어들 보여요?
아, 네, 너무 이게 고이다 보니까
네.
거의 썩은 물 수준인데.
많이 썩었어요?
네, 한 2명 정도 있는 것 같거든요.
네.
종족은 일단 테란이에요. 처음 뽑을 선수.
자, 테란을 지금 요청을 했어요.
한 일주일 전쯤에 영우한테 연락이 와가지고 A조 괜찮냐고 이렇게 물어보더라고요.
와.
자존심을 굽히고 일단 부탁을 했더니 영우가 안 뽑겠다고 하더라고요. 그래서 저는 아마 안 뽑을 것 같아요.
와, 그 여기서
믿을 생각이신가요?
믿었어요?
솔직히 토스보다는 낫다고 생각해가지고.
와! 네.
괜찮은 것 같습니다.
너무 좋아요 지금요?
너무 좋진 않아요.
너무 좋진 않고.
네, 하자는 대로 할 생각입니다.
아까 경기 끝나고 영서 형한테 물어봤는데 되게 자신 있어 하시더라고요.
네.
그래서 오히려 더 뽑고 싶어졌어요.
진짜요?
박영우 선수 그런 거 용서 안 해주잖아요. 아 그럼요.
박영우 선수. 자 바로 데려왔어요. 와 예측대로.
역시 뭐
어떠세요? 이왕 뽑혔는데.
일단 저를 뽑을 줄 알고 있었기 때문에
네.
별로 놀랍지는 않은 것 같고
놀랍진 않고. 자 이제 윤영서 선수의 기회가 지금 돌아왔습니다.
네.
자 아까 전에 이게 점 찍어놨던 선수가 또 스칼렛 선수가 있잖아요.
네.
영우 형이 스칼렛 선수는 건들지 말라고 해가지고
자 감염된 윤영서 직접 여기서 뽑아주시기 바라겠습니다. 스칼렛 어쩔 수 없는 선택.
To be honest, from the start of the group selection, I thought I would end up in Group A.
이번엔 박영우 선수의 이야기를 듣고 뽑을 것인지 아니면 스칼렛 선수가 그냥 되는 대로 뽑을 것인지 그 부분이 좀 궁금하거든요.
To be honest, this time Dark said he wants to make it easy for himself. So the best thing I can do is choose a player Dark doesn't want to play, because I think in the end he'll move him to another group for an easier opponent.
자 그럼 여기서 어필 스칼렛에게 나를 뽑아달라고 좀 어필하실 분 계세요? 김대요. 스칼렛에게
핑미 플리즈
핑미. 자 그럼 어윤수는 노. 자 그럼 주성우.
네, 전 뽑아줬으면 좋겠어요.
뽑아줬으면 좋겠다. 자 그러면 김도욱 선수도 한 말씀 해주시죠.
괜찮으면 저도 좀 생각해줬으면
여기도
네.
픽을 해달라.
네.
네.
핑미 플리즈
핑미 플리즈. 어떻게 할지 지금 우승자 출신이고 막강한 권한이 있기 때문에요. 가서 직접 초이스 해주세요.
보내지게 될 폭탄이
네.
되는 건데.
김대요. 자 김대요 선수가 지금 여기서 선택이 지금 됐습니다.
To be honest, I was thinking between Sue or Stats. If Dark didn't switch the player, I would rather play against Sue a little bit, but I think Dark will definitely switch Stats. He told me he will, so I believed him.
자 이번 경기 제 A 그룹은 박영우, 윤영서, 샤샤, 김대요.
재밌네요. 오늘.
재밌죠 이번에는. 이제 여기서요 변경권을 써도 되고 아니면 안 써도 돼요.
다 지금도 괜찮다고 하더라고요.
다 좋다고?
네, 대엽이 형이 여기 있는 것도 괜찮다고 하는데.
아주 탁월한 선택이에요. 솔직히 제가 요즘에 령우 만나서 령우한테 맨날 다졌거든요.
네.
그래가지고 딱 령우가 1등 진출, 제가 2등
2등 진출. 와
괜찮다. 이 정도
괜찮다,
결과는.
괜찮다?
아니 아까 너 말을 믿었는데
영우가 동준이를 데리고 온다고 하는 소리를 들었어요.
들었어요?
왜 나를 돌로 만드니
저는 둘 다 상관없는데
네.
좀 비조 선수분들이 생각이 많더라고요. 다른 분들의 좀 생각을 한번 들어보고 싶어요.
야
저는 그 대엽이 형이나 동준이나 둘 다 까다로운 스타일이라 상관이 없어요.
A조가 다 지금 표정이 너무 행복해 보여요. 세 명 다. 그래가지고 그냥 그대로 둬가지고 저희도 뭐 딱히 B조도 동준이 형 빼고는 다 표정이 괜찮거든요. 나쁘진 않아요.
솔직히 말하면 2조보다는 A조가 좀 더 나을 것 같긴 하거든요.
차라리 나를 데려가라? 근데 같은 팀 아니었으면 뽑았을 것 같은데 지금 같은 팀이다 보니까 선택지에서 없고요.
아니 저는 영우만 믿고 여기 왔거든요. 그래서 저는 민수가 돌인 줄 알았는데 지금 제가 돌이에요.
아까 엄청 놀렸잖아요.
민수
선수를.
솔직히 스칼렛도 제가 더 편할 거예요 아마.
스칼렛?
아니야? Why?
아니래.
네.
또 그래도 박영우 선수의 이야기할 기회를 한번 갖고 싶다는 분 안 계세요? 신입원.
그렇죠.
신입원 마이크.
대엽이 형 데려와서 여기 2명 떨어뜨렸으면 좋겠어요.
안 된다고.
괜찮죠? 그냥 지금 선택하면 될 것 같아요.
네 알겠습니다. 그럼요. 자 박영우의 선택은요. 누군가요? 잠깐만 어떻게 바꿔요? 진짜 바꿔. 백동준이랑.
야 그래도
백동준이 이겼어요. 그룹 B의 선수들은 좀 아직 끔찍한 상황으로 경기가 좀 이어졌고 백동준과 스칼렛은 미소를 지으면서 여기서 박영우 선수에게 인사를 하고 있어요. 자 이번에 막 약속을 지켜준 박영우 선수에게 백동준 선수가 한 말씀 해주시죠.
영우는 역시 우승자인 이유가 있어요.
네.
몸도 든직하고 마음도 든직하고
네.
이번에도 우승할 것 같아요.
와 그래요.
아까 얘기한 것도 있고요. 그리고 제가 조지명식에서 많이 속아봤다 보니까 그 기분을 알아요. 그래서 저는 그 기분을 좀 느끼게 하고 싶지 않았고 그냥 약속을 지킨 거죠.
약속을 지켜서 대진이 좀 완성이 됐습니다. 자, 이렇게 오늘 경기 오늘 조지명 씨 모두 마무리가 됐거든요. 최종 결과 저희가 확인해 보도록 하겠습니다.
다크, 박용, 태자, 윤영석, 스칼렛, 사샤 호스틴, 디어, 백동준.
I enjoyed that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even understand like why these guys are always playing games during group nomination. It's like when you are the guy who can switch whoever into or out of your group, and then you're talking about friendship and trust and all this crap. Are you kidding me? If I was up there, I would swap the damn cameraman into my group, okay? Like I would want to play against a corpse.
Yeah.
Because it would be much more easy, right? But
this would be like the rules in Air Bud. Like there is nothing in the GSL rulebook about not putting a corpse in.
Yes. Nothing says a dog can't play basketball.
That's right.
Air
So
Bud.
here we are.
Yes. Oh my God. But yeah, getting Deer switched in, I feel like Deer is just much more dangerous than Stats to Dark, but I don't know. If he loses because he switched Deer in, that's on him, man.
Yeah, he's going to have to wear that one.
I don't want to make him feel weird. Why did you promise in the first place? Why would you do that?
Oh, we're so close to getting into this. Dark, by the way, is basically, I think this is safe to say, the favorite to win this GSL. He has been riding an incredible amount of success. He's looking so strong. Years ago, he said he didn't want to be remembered as one of the players in StarCraft. He wanted to be thought of as the player when you think of StarCraft. And he is getting very, very close to, I think, achieving that here with the success and strength he's shown.
Well, you know, he's the defending world champion, and that is definitely the first step, but he is going to have to do very well from here on as well. Now his opponent, this is, for me, actually the most exciting player in the whole tournament right now.
Same for me. I mean,
a lot of people have been telling me this too. They're like, oh my God, like I haven't watched StarCraft that much over the past few years, but TaeJa's getting me so excited.
Well, the fact that he's back and he's from, this was a player, by the way, guys, who was dominant in the very early era of StarCraft 2 when there was a huge number of international circuits going on, and he was going from tournament to tournament, crushing. And, you know, then Kespa players came on board, and there was expansions that came out, and TaeJa went into the background and eventually did his military service. But now he's back, and he's in the round of 16, and in a moment where StarCraft 2 has never been more competitive. But he's going up against the world champion, so this will be a very cool moment to test and see where he is. He's not supposed to win, but my God, if he does, that would be incredible. Game 1, Dark versus TaeJa on Nightshade starts now.
전투 준비 완료. 퍼포먼스로 앞서가다. LG 울트라 기어와 넘버원 에너지 드링크 핫식스가 이번 전투를 지원한다고. 드래곤 피닉스 게이밍 다크 박영우. 팀 리퀴드 태자 윤영석.
So I wanna talk about TaeJa's run in that last group a little bit, because you know there's fan fiction moments, and I don't generally like them.
Seems too good to be true. And
yeah, well, it's like, well, if we cheer hard enough, maybe they'll win. It's like, no, shut up. This is StarCraft.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, and TaeJa was at a 0-3 map deficit to Hurricane, and didn't. I mean, he was looking fine. He was looking pretty good.
He looked strong, but
yeah. But I literally said in the broadcast, so I'm like, well, he's down 3 maps. It's not like he's going to come back in 2-0. You know, it seemed like it was going to be the end of a night that was like a little bit anticlimactic. The players we thought were getting out
fizzle out. It's like, yeah, we knew that, but we have to, run them through that part of the tournament just to see.
Yeah, but then it was like watching Dragon Ball Z, where the hero, he's been destroyed so many times, and he gets a sensu bean, and he comes back, and he's so much stronger.
It was a Rocky moment.
It really was, and it was like, wait a minute, Like, what? You 2-0 from there and you look godlike? Like,
Yeah.
it's like he powered up or something. And, I mean, again, it's like one of those fan fiction moments that, like, I'm like, these shouldn't even exist. But I tell you what, Taesis, I'm actually kind of glad it does sometimes.
Oh, I know. Well, it makes the story so much better. Not just that he advances, but he almost doesn't advance and then manages to pull through. Yeah. So, a couple things to mention as well here. Mechanically, TaeJa looks completely fine. You know, the question is, can he adapt to the new meta? And he was playing like the other players in the round of 24. It wasn't, and we've seen this in other situations where someone comes and their style looks old. It looks strong, but it does look old. We saw this from time to time when DRG would play, when it was like, he's playing like the old DRG still.
Yeah, and Bomber kind of, well, the thing is, they all do still have bits and pieces of their old style. You have to modernize to a certain degree.
Sure.
The thing is, I think he did bring some new stuff, right? Like, especially the way he was handling some of those early TVPs where he was like, moving out, but then also had a medevac on the side and really was patient with it and waited for Protoss to get out of position to drop that in and do some damage. So it's cool, and I like seeing it. And we haven't seen his TVZ here yet, but for instance, Bomber had some good success, right? With his old style, his parade push he brought back. So what's TaeJa going to bring here?
That's what I want to see. Now, the problem for TaeJa is that it's not just any Zerg he's going against. He's going against the best Zerg that there is.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, obviously, Cyril phenomenal too, but we're talking in this GSL. I mean, it's like,
well, he is the world champion, right? So you have to give it to him until Cyril beats him in a tournament.
Right.
But
I mean, this is basically the biggest task yet, I would say, for TaeJa throughout his entire career. Coming back now and saying, okay, you got to face off against this guy. Now you could still lose and get out.
Yeah.
You can. Dark can be 1,000 times better than TaeJa, and that's fine if TaeJa beats the other opponents, and he can avoid Dark until a later part of the tournament, assuming he continues to advance. But I mean, the results are one thing, but I want to see how these fights look, how the growth rate on both sides looks, because Dark does have the ability to just get further and further ahead and a lot of times smash pushes.
Yeah, and even if things go wrong, he's probably the best Zerg at playing from a slight deficit.
And bouncing back.
And I think he basically always has been. There's other Zergs, like, for instance, Cyril, like, it doesn't feel like he ever gets into a deficit. But Dark, if he gets into a deficit, it's like, no, he'll be fine. Just
he
watch.
knows how to hang on, which is pretty crazy.
Things go wrong for him sometimes. That's okay.
Because pushes and fights happen very fast in StarCraft 2. So to get into a deficit and be able to brace for impact and then still try to fight back and come out on top is a pretty incredible thing. So the spotter Overlord's going to be picked off here. We have the Banshee coming in, but a well-positioned Spore is going to drive that away. This was a Banshee play with Cloak coming in here. So, when you invest that money into Cloak, it's even more important to kill off workers.
Yeah, not really finding anything as of yet. I like that TaeJa already has his eBays going. We'll see what Dark is going to be up to in a moment here. Throws down his Evolution Chambers.
Great block there with those two Evos.
Little Roach push up here. Going to force the Banshees back, I would say.
With the CC lifting up, it looks like those Roaches will actually be able to get in, so they're going to do more damage than we were really expecting here.
Wow,
and actually, you know what? The Marine count, I think sometimes we think of Marines like Zerglings and it's okay to lose them, but those were Marines that were invested for a push later on. So there's going to be a lot of momentum taken away here from TaeJa losing. We don't normally have a Marine loss ticker, or we don't have one at all, I guess you could say, but I want to say that was like 8 Marines or something like that. Over on this side of the map, though, there's been 10 drone kills as well.
Yeah, I love what TaeJa's done here and focused on the harassment during that time, right? Because those Roaches, that was definitely a little bit annoying. I was thinking, oh, he'll pull the Banshees back, but they were already behind the third, so why not go for it? But I like what you're saying about the fact that he killed off Marines there. It's actually this thing that Wolf said years ago, like probably 6-7 years ago. I was talking with him, and he was like, I almost feel like you should target down Marines rather than SCVs a lot of the time, because that's just like, I forget what his reasoning was, but when you think about it, why would that be useful? if you prevent the Terran from getting that critical mass,
well, especially in earlier parts of the game, like this. Now, that being said, it seems like TaeJa's still doing fine. Let's see if Dark can get up here with enough roaches to chase this away. All these lings are going to be enough to push him back here. But yeah, you know, it's funny. You know,
that push, for instance, right? What if he had 6, 7 more Marines there?
There's a lot of funny concepts we're seeing in both StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, where sometimes different unit amounts are more significant in different parts of the game. That was always a thing, but now we're really getting to see it in full fold. I mean, for instance, with the Stork games in ASL, where you get the 4 carriers, and then you can still lose your Nexus, and it's like, that's fine, you got 4 carriers out.
Sure.
That's more important than having bases at this phase of the game.
But yeah, this is looking cool so far. Okay, so we have TaeJa going into 2-2. You see Dark is actually making quite a few roaches right now and is focusing on those ranged upgrades. There's a decent amount of siege tanks right now, so I'm not really, like, is Dark just going to do a full frontal push here with the 1-1? That 1-1, like, timing to get the 3rd up? I don't... Like, he might be able to, but...
He's got a lot. I mean, he's basically able to stop anything from being on the ground as Terran on this side of the map. That's usually when you really see the Terran start to have to back up and reset and go into a push, is when nothing can touch the ground. If Zerg, Ling, Roach, whatever, gets there, pick up and leave. By the way, Dark's creep spread looking very strong here.
TaeJa doing an okay job pushing a little bit of it back. Still flying around a bit. You know, when they are just running around with roaches, you're supposed to keep those medevacs out and see what you can get done. Does a scan, sees that lurker den coming up, which is really important to see. So it looks like Dark is really focusing on getting into lurkers, probably rushing up to this hive to make sure he can have his Vipers out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vipers just started as well, so obviously a very powerful unit combination in any matchup.
I will say that we're getting to the point in the game that I was most interested in seeing, which is how does it look when we get into a macro game and there's actual big fights coming along here. And TaeJa looks fine. He's spending his money. Sure. He looks very strong. I think this is a game that's leaning towards Dark here. Dark seems to have more control of the map, but TaeJa does not look bad.
I actually like TaeJa's position here, I'm going to say. I'll talk more about that in a second, because this is actually heating up. He's on the creep right now. He's starting to push in. The lurkers are not done. There's 5 morphing right now. Dark's 5th does get canceled there.
Okay, good pull away here by TaeJa. Stimming, and we're going to see him rotate towards the upper right with the drop maybe even merging in here. Now the tanks, if he can siege them up a little bit closer behind these rocks that we had there, right there, behind those rocks there. This is a really good location to pelt the army. Oh, great harpoon, though. And a second one pulls that tank forward. But there's more tanks on the way.
Fantastic abducts. Like, really valuable there. These tanks are a big part of this army. It's very, very important. Look at this. TaeJa getting in here, spreading out a little bit, picking off a lurker here, pushing him back there.
Is TaeJa going to do this?
Yeah, he might.
He might actually do this, man. I mean... Whoa, now this is a unique play here. He's actually going to abandon the siege tank positioning to try to come down here for a larger fight. And I don't know if this is a good idea or not. It seems like Zerg has enough of a surround he can pick up. Does this allow the roaches and hydras to dive on top of the tanks? I guess not. I guess not.
Yeah, like he has more units rallying as well, continuing to throw down more command centers, another factory.
In a push like this, in TVZ, the way we normally see it, a tactic like that is a little bit more unusual. When you see them actually just completely move away from the tanks to try to come down to a different location to take a fight there, that was pretty cool.
Look at this. He was trying to get the Evo there. I like the idea behind it. Flies around with that other couple medevacs. Sits in this very, like, almost defensive formation outside the 4th where he's threatening damage. Oh my god! Beautiful run-in right there. And TaeJa's still looking for another area to do some damage.
I mean, he's at least the start of it here. He's only unloading onto one of those medevacs, unfortunately. But he'll have to pick that up anyways with the presence of the blinding cloud.
That abduct. Oh, he does get it. The abduct, though, was like, abducted over here. Okay, now abducted.
It was like a fighting game combo there to get the medevac where he needed it to be.
He didn't hit the connection, though. It was very slow.
Well, he didn't destroy any of these bases, but he has matched as far as size and scope. Well, this is, I spoke too soon.
That moment there.
Yeah, he's going to take out this attack. Now it's going to be a small army that's going to be, oh my God, he didn't get the hatchery.
Oh man, well he's going to try to dive on it, but he's losing way more trying to get it. He does cancel another one as well. So he lost his entire army there. He left at just a few hit points.
Right.
He could have gotten away with, a good 15 units there, but instead sacrifices it all for the hatchery.
So there's a real opening here for Zerg to try to come back and punish, because there's much, much more of the map that the Zerg controls. The Zerg has a superior army, but look at this.
This is a big move.
If there was a way to turn this around, we're looking at it right now to take out that both the Evo chambers and deny the late game upgrades that Zerg rely on to be able to face off against Terran head to head. It looks like one Evo chamber is going to be saved. Man. Now, can Terran save these additional bases? The Lurkers operate in some ways like siege tanks, although they don't have the incredible range that the tanks have. They do make it harder for infantry to dive on when they're stemmed, especially.
Oh man, well this though, TaeJa with a good spread. Oh, the blinding cloud, absolutely beautiful. The siege tank's doing a pretty good job. A nice abduct will bring that one in for death.
Is Zerg going to get this CC over here? There's actually an additional command center over at 12 o'clock, although it seems to be on a blind spot as far as the Zerg's vision is concerned.
Even though he forces that up and kills
check this out, dude!
Oh
my
God.
So sick, he just came in there from behind. Oh man, okay, hold on, he's pushing across. Supplies are fairly even here, but let's remember that one of the upgrades was denied. Terran is sitting at 3-3. Zerg is going to get 3 armor here.
Yeah. But the range attack upgrade is very, very important in this type of situation as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all ranged units. It's not like he's playing.
No, exactly. Ultra. Yeah. And, especially when you have this many upgrades on the siege tanks as well and everything. I mean, this is strong.
Yeah, look how many tanks he has. 7 tanks right now coming down. TaeJa playing a beautiful game. Maybe a little bit too far forward there, and 3 of the tanks get covered by that blind.
You know what? I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. He's going to go on these 2 lurkers. Let's see what comes out alive here. Yeah, no problem. Like, basically nothing lost there. Pops out that hatchery. Has a scouting SCV at 6.
This is so sick.
What are we
TaeJa's
doing?
Playing so nicely.
Can someone go to the writer's room and tell them this fan fiction story isn't even realistic, okay? They're not going to believe us.
Like, look, he's not going to win his GSL when he comes back, okay? It should take a few more years.
This is so crazy what we're seeing here. I thought maybe TaeJa was win. I didn't think it would be a game that looks like this. He hasn't won yet, by the way.
No, this game is still going on, that's for sure.
Dark tends to come back from games like this more often than he loses, too. Lots of games it looks like Dark is losing and then he ends up winning anyways. And
his comp is one that can be very cost efficient, right? You have Vipers and Lurkers.
Correct.
You have some Hydras mixed in there. Yeah, you can get a lot done with that. Okay, we have Liberators being made. Fusion Core on the way, so definitely wants to add that in as harassment and push potential. Really going to stretch those Vipers thin. But more Vipers have been added. Look at that, just so cost efficient.
Oh
Sucking
my God.
in every tank.
Hold on, this is a huge amount of Hydras coming in over here. I don't know how many tanks. It's a moment we'd actually need to be able to zoom out more to get the big picture here.
Yeah.
He's got 3 tanks over there. That's enough surface area to blinding cloud all of it, though.
Vipers are pretty good.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Oh, but look at this. Another drop over here. One way to exploit fights against Lurkers is to just not get close to them. They throw and you just kind of back up, and especially in expansions, usually Marine Rider can kind of get to some angle, even if it's just like killing an extractor, you'll take it, What's been one of the most amazing things for me about this series is the fact that TaeJa's, for I think almost the entire game with the exception, look at this.
Oh my God, he's killing a Lurker with SCVs.
TaeJa's had a foothold with where the screen is for like about more than half the game.
Yeah, you know what's really impressive to me here is he just keeps expanding behind this. He just keeps expanding. Like, I feel like we only see Maru actually expand this much.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the strengths of the past exhibited here in the present from TaeJa is that he is able to just keep growing.
And you know what? That's like, let's talk more about that in a second, because TaeJa is actually running in once again. Oh my God, he took so much damage there, but he gets the hatchery.
And he can actually pick up and boost out.
Oh my God.
And he won't even have to fight the Hydras.
Well, those two Marauders want some more.
Yeah, we say otherwise tasteless and they die.
Yeah. Mike, I'm getting chills all over my body right now. This is just wild to see how well TaeJa's playing, but this army Dark has, oh my god, it's so scary. Look at this, just abducting everything, blinding clouds everywhere. This command center definitely going to go down, but 4 medevacs boosting in towards the main base right now. Wait, 2 to the third, 2 to the main. TaeJa absolutely everywhere. And 2 over here, where's this? This is the natural?
And the question is, can Dark put out this many fires at once? A hatchery goes down. Queens are getting killed off over in the main. And behind all this, you have to imagine that Terran's going to set up for another push. The pool goes down. Artosis, what am I seeing here? This is insane.
You're seeing TaeJa rip this nerd's arms off. World champion, Schmerld Schmampion tasteless.
As they say, Artosis.
As they say.
I can't believe this. There's enough holes in this ship it can sink. The hive is gone.
It's crazy.
I mean, there's
He's killed
enough.
so many hatcheries this game. He's adding in ghosts. He's got his tanks. He's got his ranged liberators. Lurkers, what are those? Just run into them, no problem.
This is so crazy. Here we go. TaeJa's sieging up now. Vipers are going to come forward. Now they can remove the tanks as part of the game, but I don't.
The EMP!
Beautifully done.
Yeah,
okay, hold on.
now.
We got to go big picture. There's that base that's at half health that we're looking at right now. This one here, that actually has a lot of minerals, not a lot of drones, and I believe there's just one more. Actually, I think that base is mining out. The one that's at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it is. That's his third, so that should be gone very soon.
And there's no hive, so any significant tech that's
if he
picked
did
off,
get any,
that's it.
Can't make any more Vipers, right? So that's you're sitting on
He's
7
gonna have
Vipers.
to remake
that's
that pool just so we can make a layer again.
I love how Lurkers just cancel these shots themselves. Like, no problem, guys. I got this. Dude, this game is insane. Look at this. TaeJa's still expanding. Oh, you killed that bottom left CC? No problem. One's in the top right. And I'm building another one there now, too.
Okay.
Right, the Vipers are charged up, but there are 7 ghosts. If he gets another EMP off, that's huge.
We are nuking now, and this is a very fragile position here for Zerg.
He's nuking the rocks.
Okay, the nuke's gonna land. It's more of a zoning technique than so much of a damaging technique. But here comes another attack down here at 6.
Oh my god, just gets right up on top of those Lurkers.
Guys, TaeJa's gonna win this. TaeJa is going to win this.
Yeah, he is.
This is crazy.
He's going like mass ghost tank right now.
Yeah.
Ghost tank. Ghost tank.
That's gonna be your new BattleNet ID, right?
That's what I do, Tasteless, because all my tanks die. Oh my god.
They go on to haunt you as well. So there's a lurker counter attack.
This is not something you see every day. It's just like 12 Lurkers walk up and burrow near the building. Look at that.
Thing is, I don't know if this is something that's going to concern TaeJa that much. Let's see.
You know, getting on top of Terran production is one of those funny ways you can sometimes win a game you're not supposed to win.
Yeah, but
oh my god, he's coming in with the mass snipes right now. There's no detection here.
Special Forces here.
My god.
Okay, hold up. Do you know how salty Dark is going to be right now?
Well, he chose TaeJa, right? He's like, yeah, this is the free win for me.
Yeah.
And in this big macro game where Dark got up to exactly what he wanted, TaeJa is smashing face.
I gotta go by.
Oh my god, and he flies behind the push and drops it back out.
Yeah.
Oh, an EMP goes down. He abducts a single tank before that. Well, those are some pretty good abducts for sure.
Yeah, but I think that there's actually so much economic momentum here that you're actually happy to just trade in Liberators for that.
Yeah.
For that spell and just keep pushing and growing.
He's flying command centers around. He's like scouting the map with them to find more mineral patches.
Now, Dark is like just barely in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just look at how slowly the minerals are going up, I think that really tells the story.
Dude, the nuke. This hatchery is not long for this world. That is going down.
Oh, wow. We're going to get to see a nuke actually kill a building.
A spore crawler, you mean?
No, a hatchery. But now, look, the drone didn't get to drop his little gas ball off.
Oh, damn. All right, so where does he have any hatcheries? He has one hatchery building?
Yeah.
And one hatchery. His income is 0. Literally 0 on both.
I feel like at this point in time, it would not be uncommon if this is a Battle.net game for the Red Terran to start saying, get out of the game.
Naga.
Naga.
Well, you know what? This is making TaeJa feel more at home. Because he's probably like, Marine King Prime, is that you? Is that you, Marine King Prime? You're not mining and you're staying in the game?
Right now, he's already won the fight. Now he's just making Dark eat spiders.
It's the ultimate punish. Is making someone eat spiders.
Spiders. I don't want to.
I hate it when people make me eat spiders,
I know,
man.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to.
Please stop.
Okay, he's finally mining again. Look at this. You see the red circles of despair coming out.
Red circles of despair. All right.
We're approaching the end, Tasteless. He's trying to finish him. Now, Dark is a crafty fellow, and his army has potential. But I look at what TaeJa has here and think about TaeJa's mastery of technical late games.
Well, this is also the hatchery that's intended to eventually be the hive. GG.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow, 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 wow. Craziness. Okay.
That is
there's 2 big points I really want to talk about.
Please.
First off, Dark went for a technical endgame where it's a lot about like army movement, positioning, repositioning, interactions at range. Honestly, that's where TaeJa has always been very strong.
Right.
Like TaeJa's always been like pretty strong everywhere, but if you think about it, he was one of the only guys, for instance, that could play Viking Ghost correctly against Protoss.
Sure.
Right? He really was. He's always been good in these kind of technical late game armies. So I'm a little bit surprised at the strategic choice from Dark. I'll talk about the other part when we get into the game because it's like an actual big deal in my opinion. But
if TaeJa wins this series as well, that completely changes the whole structure.
Well, the group
of the group. You know, we're not. But then again, if TaeJa could beat Dark, it's like, well, then who's TaeJa going to lose to, really, if he can keep playing like this?
I know.
Game 2 is up. Eternal Empire right now. TaeJa with a 1-0 lead.
전투 준비 완료. 드래곤 피닉스 게이밍 다크 박영우.
Didn't feel like he played poorly.
Well, Dark chose to bring the game to, I would say, where most Zergs like to have, if you're a top-tier Zerg, that's where you want to be playing at, right?
TaeJa.
Trying to hold off their pushes and shutting them down. He had the good creep spread, right? He got into the tech of his choosing. That was not a game where Dark was forced to tech into that.
Yeah, no, he got to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, and then TaeJa
outplayed him.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one thing I want to mention is how good a job TaeJa was doing expanding behind all of his harassment and pushes. Because that is actually something that's very hard to do, and I feel like it's a signal of very top players, like super duper top Terrans.
Yeah.
Like we see Maru do it, where suddenly you look at the minimap and you're like, how the hell does he have that many bases? I'm not just talking about making command centers. I'm talking about TaeJa had bases mining everywhere, right?
Yeah, he just kept growing. Some of these bases weren't even defended, but it didn't matter because he was attacking so much, which is, again, a Maru-esque thing.
Yeah.
For Maru, there's so much of the attention for the Zerg player has been forced to be on his own territory because there's so many attacks. You don't really have any room even to send a couple Lings out to counterattack.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you're making some planetaries and stuff to make it a bit easier on yourself.
Especially in StarCraft 2, we see this at the highest levels where there's, because the game's going so fast, there's so many different parts you have to defend and attack, and things spiral out of control so quickly that he was just able to kind of keep him busy.
We talk a lot about, I know it's something that's said, it's like, well, this is kind of the last space Terran can take easily and defend.
Yeah.
And everything else is kind of like a gamble. But some of these very top Terrans, and again, Maru is the guy that comes to mind, and as for anyone who cares to know, this is actually a trademark of Flash, is he will, in StarCraft 1, like, he makes more command centers than anyone. Like, he'll just have bases mining, and you're like, how did you get that set up? You know, like, how did you do this? And it's such a difficult skill to actually get bases out and saturated while you're doing all these other... Oh, my God.
Good drone kill.
Yeah, that's big.
TaeJa.
But that's like... I'm just saying, like, I know we're all excited about TaeJa, and it's kind of like hype, but seriously, he's playing really well.
Back there, he had the bunker to block the drone, and then the drone tried to run onto the extractor. He blocked the extractor, killed the drone, which there's a hatchery here now, but he delayed it a pretty big amount.
Yeah. No, that's like, that's more done with the Reaper than most people get done. That's for sure. Did more than damage 4 Lings. The last game he actually almost got the drone as well, but there were 2 geysers next to each other, so he couldn't quite get it.
Yeah.
This side only 1, so it's a little bit easier to block the building of the gas. Okay, so Banshee Hellion once again, similar to the last game.
Was there a specific moment? I'm trying to remember back to the early third of that game we just casted. Was there a moment that TaeJa did something that just brought him ahead? Because it seemed like that was a game that was more won on small percentages over time.
I think definitely he did all those things very well, but let's not forget that Dark committed across the map with like 7 roaches, 8 roaches, something like that.
Oh, that's right.
And TaeJa got a good 11 or 12 kills with 2 Banshees.
Yeah, well,
so I
meanwhile,
think
the roaches
that
were killing
was,
the Marines.
Yeah, which helped in a way, actually, because then the double medevac drop that TaeJa had as a follow-up was like 6 Marines weaker, and he was able to hold it off better, but obviously killing, what was it, 11 or 12 drones with those 2 Banshees that's definitely high-quality damage.
Right.
But that was also a nice choice from TaeJa. He did not panic whatsoever. Kept his head on straight and everything. All right, I'm excited to see what happens on Eternal Empire, because this map so oftentimes goes into big macro games. Really. Can you remember, like, games that ended quickly here?
No, we never have this.
Any matchup?
I think that literally this is the map that has the longest games for it.
It feels like
especially.
It. Yeah. Like, I feel like every game I watch here is just an epic one.
For sure. No, you're completely right about that.
Now look at this. He doesn't get that much done with those Hellions, but the Cloaked Banshee's in here. No more drones can be transferred at the moment. 4 dead so far.
Yeah, it's not just the kills. You're right. He can't... Oh, that was a sick transfusion.
Yeah, that was a nice transfusion.
He's going to come back in and get more drones. Yeah, here we go. This is 7 drone kills. And I think this Banshee even gets away. Look at that.
Now, Dark is playing a different style. I like this a little bit better. The fact that he's going Spire. Because this won't necessarily lead you into a technical endgame, right? Like, if you're going Ling Muta, a lot of times this will just go into, like, Ultra's late game, you know? It's more of a, I have more of the map, I have this big scary army type thing, rather than I'm repositioning stuff all the time, right? Basically, if you have creep spread, your Ling Ultra does well. So, Ling Bane Ultra, obviously. So yeah, I feel like this is a better choice, but Dark's not super well known for playing this style. It's not that he can't go Ling Bane Muta, and he's Zerg with their Assault can, but he is more of like a Roach guy or a Lurker guy or something like that. You know, he plays better with ground units, really.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair characterization of him. So now we're getting to the part where, the harass from Banshee, we're past that now. We have the 2 medevac cycle. where the Marines can be unloaded and hit different areas.
Yeah, and
So-
the two Banshees coming down. This is exciting.
So let's see how this goes, because once TaeJa started swinging, punches here, it just started to add up over time. I mean, eventually we just saw Dark get whittled down to nothing.
Look at this. He's actually dropping behind the natural. Okay, he's going to get out of there really quickly. I think probably because he saw the Spire was out. And it's like if you lose those 2 medevacs, all those Marines, and don't get anything done, that's pretty painful.
Yeah, well, the Muta's
but I
already
think he
out.
actually might have been able to get something done.
I think he actually probably could have gotten the Spire. I might be wrong, but
maybe.
Instead there's an attack happening here. It looks like both Banshees are going to get away again anyways.
All right. Loses a Muta, but gets 8 kills. Not bad. Not bad. Dark does have his 4th base up. Loses 8 more drones here. Dark's worker count is very healthy right now, despite the drone losses.
So, another push coming here.
He actually has a decent window of being up 2 upgrades. Look at that.
Yeah, you're completely right. He'll actually, for most fights, basically be ahead. Especially if you can attack in here now. Now, this isn't doing much, but it is going to draw some attention away. Here comes the push now. Really backed up Siege Tank there, but it was enough to drive the Banes away, and now we have the tanks leapfrogging forward here.
Yeah, let's see what he gets done here.
Muta's, oh, that's kind of weird. There's a stray medevac here. I don't know.
Not sure what that story is all about.
That's not intentional. Here come the Banes now. The hatchery's very low, so Zerg has to decide, do I want to give up the hatchery, or do I want to attack in? And here we go now.
Oh man, the Baneling's actually getting on top. A lot of them detonate on that Siege Tank, but it looks like he has enough to clean everything up.
Yeah.
Kills the tanks, forces all the Marines back, saves his oh wait.
Oh, he actually got it.
Oh, I did not see that die.
Yeah, when we went back to that screenshot, I was confused. I thought, oh, is this another? I thought it was like just the expansion below this, but no, he actually got it. So
yeah, I didn't see that.
That's an interesting trade. I don't know where that puts each of the players now. I mean,
I
Terran's
think that's
still
really good for TaeJa, actually.
I think so, but there's still a lot of Mutas left in the game, and there's enough gas for Zerg to make more Banes. But you're right. I mean, that certainly screws up the income for the time being there.
Yeah, I think bringing him down to 3 bases for the time being, while you are going up to 4 bases. Wow,
that's actually pretty big. Softening the Mutas up now.
But yeah, he goes up to 4 bases, right? And let's not forget, what did he lose there? Some Marines and his 3 tanks. Don't forget, against Lingbane Muta, tanks don't scale.
That's true. They're
like
phased out
They kind of
naturally.
get used in that first attack, but things like mines are going to be more useful, more mobile. We see he's producing some Thors here, mixing some Thors. Nothing wrong with that.
If TaeJa wins this too, I'm going to lose my mind.
You might lose your mind. It's possible. Like, this game is absolutely not decided, but he's playing nicely. Dude, I'm becoming more of a fan of TaeJa than I ever was. That is for sure.
Oh, this is crazy.
Because I was never really like a big fan of him back then. Like everyone was going crazy. I'm like, guys, MVP's the guy. Come on.
Right.
But
well, there was this narrative where he was winning a lot of the overseas stuff, and MVP was winning everything in Korea and Asia.
Yeah.
But my God.
No, he's playing so beautifully. It's like, this is art, man. This is amazing. I love what we're seeing here.
So we're waiting to see the next push come out here from TaeJa. There's more Banes being made. Dark going with a little bit of a different approach this time around.
3 Thors, wow.
This is so crazy. Here we go with Dark attacking on top of this CC that was being built, but TaeJa does manage to save it. That will be landed over there at 12 o'clock, the very top of the map.
Yeah, Dark boosts himself up to 5 bases now and has a healthy drone count, but he's just started his hive.
Yeah, and with Hive Tech a ways off, I actually think TaeJa might have a little bit more technical muscle as he comes across
he
with
does.
the Thors here
Yeah.
and lots of medevacs.
Well, that's the one thing we were talking about at the beginning. Lingbane Muta is not a technical late game.
Right. And so with this many Banelings, we need to see how the Banes connect, because this is so much gas, but you only get value out of the Banelings if they connect with their targets, and ideally the right targets. Now this seems like so much. I don't think TaeJa, I think he needs to leave now.
Yeah, he lost too many mines there, I think. He doesn't really have the setup quite yet. But, I mean, if Banes are hitting Thors, you don't mind. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Another Widow.
Pretty good splitting from TaeJa.
Actually, hold on.
Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, my God, there's just so many. Oh, see this is Zerg right here, man.
Yeah, this is just,
Oh my
he could try to
God.
pick that up and just ferry that over to the other side? No, I guess not. Now, again, that was like all of the Zerg's gas put into Banes there. Can Terran keep pushing? By the way, swarm hosts are being made. There's 2.
Yeah, I think it's a misclick.
Okay, never mind.
But he made 2 instead of 1.
Yeah, when I saw the 2, I was ready to be like, okay, Artosis.
He's throwing shade, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good by Dark. And again, this is why I felt like this would be a better strategy overall. You're not allowing TaeJa to really outplay you. It's more of a numbers game.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, I made enough Banelings to kill everything you have. Ha-ha.
And you kind of put yourself in this spot in the game where you're going to be safe for a while. Oh, there they are. That's Artosis and me in this game.
They're going to do about as much damage as we do casting.
Yeah. Here we go. Those are mine. Let's see how yours do. Not too well. Oh, no. Good job.
Mine are going to get a turret.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, this is pretty accurate.
All right, you're right. Your locusts were better than mine. Now we've got to be able to test it. Now, Zerg's itching to take a fight at 12. I don't know if it's going to happen, but right now we have both sides on even bases. It looked like Dark had a pretty huge victory in the last fight, but TaeJa is able to race back into this, but we are also,
Well, I think this is becoming a very difficult game for TaeJa. Look at what Dark's done at this point. He's increased his creep spread really quite a bit. He's up to 6 bases now. He's near 90 workers. Like, TaeJa has a huge economy too. Do not get me wrong about that. But look at the units that he's making right now. He's focusing on Marine Marauder, some Thors, some Widow Mines. And as we get into that Ultralisk tech, is that going to do? I feel like we need to get into maybe, some Ghosts, maybe some Liberators,
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, this can be very hard to play against, I would say.
We've got another push coming here. And this is a pretty insane amount of Terran units. And a lot of these Banes that were about to be made are actually being picked off. And that is a big deficit, actually, for the Zerg.
Yeah.
That was something like 10 Banelings that didn't get to actually... They were just lost resources, essentially.
He does have a 2 upgrade advantage right now. It's not going to last that much longer, but we'll see what he can get done.
Yeah.
A good front row of Marauders. A lot of mines going down.
Yeah, a pretty insane amount of mines here. He's going to spread that out now.
Ooh. Okay, good on Burrow. All right, these Marauders getting very badly hurt now.
Now notice there's still a lot of Terran in the back here at the very top. This is going to be enough to probably force a cancel. Well, hold on. Dark says otherwise. He's going to come dive in.
Well,
dude,
I guess he holds it off. Yeah. That was close, though. That was very close. The mines are gone, so the next round of Ling Bane should be able to crush through that. I think he needs to reinforce really
Terran
heavily.
expanding, yeah, right there, just right above this. So he can both attack and defend this.
Yeah.
We have a fusion core on the way here. We're getting to the final few steps for Terran to complete the tech tree.
Yeah, I think he's going to go into Liberators from here.
I think you're right. Now, I'm sorry, where are the Widow Mines? Are there just none?
Yeah, he lost most of them.
Yeah,
he doesn't actually have that much factory production. I believe he only has 2 factories, and one of them has a tech lab. So you just, it's a little bit hard to make that very efficient.
Now the mutas fly through here to try to take out whatever they can production-wise. Again, Dark is starting to push back further and further, and there's just so many Banes that there's no way to stop this endless wave of them.
Yeah, just crushes through right there. Now Dark is having to keep his bank very low because of the way he's playing. He is just kind of using Banelings as a fix-all situation. Well, when your Zerg money can solve everything for a certain amount of time.
That's I like the way you put that. That's completely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, TaeJa, for instance, has far more long-term units, right? He's built a beautiful medevac cow. He's still got like some Thors out and stuff. Just now, we're seeing Dark finally get into some of those better late game units, like a couple Ultras. Oh, he actually sets up a Baneling landmine here.
And with all this chaos going on, sometimes Terran will just miss this.
Yeah.
Let's see if this connects now.
That could be a big one if he waits. Yeah, I don't think he noticed it. There's just so much going on right now. All right, this is a huge amount of Lings and an Ultra coming in. TaeJa gets in front of the Lings pretty quickly there.
Okay, but this hatchery should be poked out. And he's going to win this by Darkwell over here at the top. Yep. It does seem like Dark is just getting further and further ahead here. Again, he doesn't have a ton of gas in the bank, but he does seem to have the muscle to start to wipe out Terran positions on the map. And these are positions that are not pushes that are inbound, but actually expansions. But, as I say that,
TaeJa's getting some things done as well.
Yeah, TaeJa's doing some work here for sure.
Kind of difficult, though. Like, TaeJa's economy is getting hurt reasonably badly there for a moment. Yeah, he's so patient with those Baneling landmines. Oh, he's going to lure it up. Oh, God, this is going to be the moment.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
That's a moment where patience is really paying off. It is a maxed out Zerg to 140 supply Terran. Now, he's going to reclaim this, and I think that actually Zerg can reclaim both because there's actually, I don't think, any realistic way for Terran to move out.
Yeah, TaeJa doesn't have... Well, I mean, his army it's pretty good, his standing army, right?
I don't
12 Marauders,
think it's
10
good
Medivacs, 15 Marines. It's not bad, but you're right, it's not like the mass that you really want to saw through this army.
Well, not only that, I didn't even notice that was planted there.
No, I didn't either.
One other problem is that TaeJa's kind of in the position that Dark was in game one, where TaeJa's stuck defending now perpetually.
Well, he's trying to get out there. Oh, nice mine hit right there. TaeJa's still, I mean, his army can kind of fight. It's just the large amount of Banelings are very difficult to deal with here.
Okay, this is actually pretty good. Taking out these Ultras, let's remember that the gas count isn't insanely good here for Dark. He certainly has enough gas to remake some gas units, but if you lose too many Ultras, you're going to be knocked down to a pretty inferior tech here. And, with the planetary being knocked off and it's an orbital over here, this is a position that can be hit repeatedly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That will be bad.
Is under attack.
Let me tell you something. Oh, my God.
I think you... Well, that was funny because it still worked.
Yeah. Now,
oh, my God.
I believe this is a setup for the killing blow. I mean, it might not actually take him out, but I mean, this is...
It's so many Banelings staseless.
Yeah.
That is just an absurd amount.
Okay, this is where you get to see the Banelings kind of rub up on everything and selectively explode and then kind of move.
This is where, as Terran, you really need to practice social distancing.
Yes. Okay, I think we're gonna have GG here. I don't see any way.
TaeJa's really in trouble at this point. Like, he's been in trouble for a bit, but his economy is destroyed now as well. The Banelings are being very cost inefficient a lot of the time, but it doesn't really matter because Dark has it.
What a crazy series this has been so far. I'm so glad we're going to go to Game 3 for this.
Yeah.
Now, TaeJa's still in the game, but again, I just don't think it's physically possible for him to dig his way out of this. I mean, he is going to, as time passes, just get buried in Zerg units.
Yeah, there's so much Ling Vein Ultra everywhere. And now even a few Corruptors being added in as the army's almost only Marauder now.
Right.
609 Lings have lost their lives here.
Nice.
The single red Thor goes across the map. Time for revenge. Queen's gonna kill the Thor, man.
Yeah, old Tomato Thor is not gonna be... It's not made for this world, Artosis.
All right, nice little harassment attack here, but you can see the swarm coming for him. Get out of there. Here comes the Corruptor, though.
Now, I guess similar to the other game, I don't blame TaeJa for trying, just like Dark did, but yeah,
No, it's over now.
There's even a Ling Pro under the CC.
Oh, man. Never got to use those starports there.
And so this is Dark very cautiously moving through the twilight of this game and trying to just...
Well, the only way you could ever lose this would be giving your army away twice.
Yeah, to throw it.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in StarCraft.
It does.
Where you're like, you're
unlosable games are actually losable.
Yeah, it's one of the crazier things. You just start to get wasteful. And
unwinnable games are unwinnable, but unlosable games are not unlosable. that's
yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that actually, Artosis. That's very good.
You're really relying on your opponent making a bunch of errors to win in an unwinnable game. And that's what TaeJa's doing right now. He's like, I don't know, maybe you'll just get bored and you know,
yeah.
be as wasteful as possible.
You'll become impatient. Boom! Bam! Bam! GG.
Okay.
Dark takes game 2, tying the series up 1-1.
Okay.
I don't know
this series is super sick, though. Dark definitely, I think, having, as far as strategic approaches go, against his opponent, a much better one. Just make a bunch of banelings and try to get him. Yeah, it's not that it's impossible to play against that. It's not. It's just that style in general should be better against TaeJa than these technical type of things. Like, you don't want to go Brute Lords against him. You don't want to go weird Lurker play against him.
Yeah.
Get him with your strength. Like, brute strength. That's how you get him.
Smart move there by Dark to just shift gears and say, okay, if you're going to push at me, I will just always have the army that can meet you. I believe Dark has requested a short player break. Probably restroom break.
Oh, he's probably rethinking his whole life right now. He's like, TaeJa's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Was I right to pick him?
Well, he's probably also thinking, okay, I made the adjustments in game 2 to make sure I didn't lose like I did in game 1, but now what adjustments is TaeJa going to come in here and make? He's not going to play like he did in game 2.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like,
So-
TaeJa does adjust over time, so maybe we see something a bit different out of him.
Could we have anything where TaeJa's going to try to end it quickly?
I don't think so.
You know, or any kind of very specific, tricky timing attack?
I think TaeJa...
Part of me almost feels like TaeJa could just make a few adjustments and play a macro game and win.
Yes.
You
Well,
know?
that's TaeJa for you anyways. TaeJa's not the guy that's just going to make 2 proxy barracks. I mean,
yeah,
it's good, so maybe. But generally what TaeJa adjusts is his adjustments. So he'll look at the way that he's like playing against what you're doing and be like, oh, I need to change this and this about how I'm reacting to this, or I need to keep pressure on in this type of situation. And that's how he like fixes himself to beat you. Because that's, well, look at his play style, right? He is very good in some of these longer game.
It's so crazy to see somebody as old school as TaeJa going head to head against not just a good modern StarCraft 2 player, the world champion, the most recent world champion.
Yeah, he's fighting him straight up.
He's going head to
Straight
head.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Blow for blow. I mean, this is really phenomenal.
Yeah.
This makes me so excited, too, about StarCraft 2's future as far as the old school players coming back.
DRG had some sick online results in the past 2 weeks, like really good. And here's TaeJa playing really well. Dream's been playing super well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is exciting. I want these old school guys to come back and be badasses.
Well, it's also great. I mean, it's cool to have them back. They're always welcome back. But that they're playing this well, too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We
want old people to win.
The future, we're old people, Artosis. We still want to win, too. Yeah. The future of StarCraft 2 is looking so good.
Yeah.
I believe our break is done and our game is ready. This is game 3. The winner goes on to the winner's match. Let's see who it is. Dark, the favorite, or TaeJa? A blast from the past, the underdog. We're going to find out.
드래곤 피닉스 게이밍 다크 박영우. 팀 리퀴드 태자 윤영석.
So in both games, we've gone to long endgame TVZs. A lot of fighting over the edges of the map. And it's looked like an even series so far. I think we could definitely have the same type of game in a map like this.
Yeah.
This is another map with exterior expansions that Zerg and Terran can both try to fight and push upon or try to just hold their own. So let's see if there's any adjustments that TaeJa made, and if he did, what will they be?
Yeah, I think it's going to look similar to those other games. But, for instance, let's say it's Lingbei Muta. I think that we will see him adjust a bit more, maybe double reactored factory or something like that. I mean,
I think he'll dial it back for sure.
Yeah, maybe one of the issues I saw was like his Marauder wall was sometimes like trapping some of the Marines in the front, so it wasn't quite as clean, like his control against Lingbei Muta. You could tell that this was not TY Innovation Maru. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you could just watch the micro and be like, yeah, no, it's not one of the Horsemen or something. Whereas you watch him strategically and you're like, damn, this guy's one of the best.
Right.
But then in the actual micro situation of a giant battle, that type of battle at least, not quite as much in my opinion.
You know what's crazy is if you were to cover the IDs up and show that to somebody and ask them to guess and they didn't know TaeJa was back, TaeJa would be like one of the last Terrans on all the Terrans we know of that you would be guessing is that player. You know, you go through so many. It's insane. Oh!
Shooting a giant. Killed a Ling too. Whoa! Okay. There's actually TaeJa has switched up his actual build. Instead of going directly into Banshees, he's gone for a quick third command center.
Yeah.
So that is definitely very different. I'm a bit nervous though, Tasteless.
Well,
because his Banshees in both games were. Damn. Get out of here, Dark. His Banshees in both the first two games were really phenomenal. They were really good.
Yes. Also, you know, if you go for a third CC, you are allowing the Zerg to, if they want to, make the first move.
Yep.
You know, you 3 CC is good, but one of the characteristics of it is that you're kind of playing single player for a little bit.
Yeah, your stuff's going to come out a bit later.
Yeah. And, you know, Dark is one of these macro player Zergs that knows how to exploit plays like that. And this is one of the reasons why we've seen this opening used off and on with Terrans. Is sometimes Zergs really punish it.
Dark throwing down the Roach Horn.
Yep.
So maybe not Lingbei Muta this game. It still could be, but Dark is, again, a guy that likes the ground units quite a bit. It's his Lingbei Muta, by the way, didn't look bad that game, but it was mostly Bane, you know? It was, some players will really focus heavily on mutas and focus on moving those around correctly and capitalizing on situations where the Marine count isn't at critical mass, things like that, whereas Dark was like flying with the mutas. Okay, a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, now make Banelings. Lots of Banelings. So many Banelings.
It was funny because he was doing it in chunks too. He'd sink like, you know, gas into 12 Banes and then another, you know, 12. And he just eventually had enough that it's a funny looking thing too when you have this many Banes. They kind of run around and it's like this big green blob that kind of tickles and touches everything and just blows it up. And usually he ends up with so much that there's stuff left over. One thing I was wondering, I don't think it's going to happen, but we have seen Nidus play against 3CC.
Oh.
But I don't think we're going to have it this time.
It's possible, though, yeah.
But I don't think Dark's going to do it.
Yeah,
I think Dark wants to win this in a macro game.
But Dark actually doesn't really know what's going on. He's making spores right now.
Oh, that's actually a good pointer, too.
Yeah, so that's definitely not needed. It's not like the end of the world that he's made spores, but it shows that he's just kind of like countering what TaeJa's been doing rather than, you know, figuring out what he is doing.
What am I seeing here?
What was that?
That looked like it was a car accident at an intersection.
They ran the red light, Tasteless, and the roaches punished
It's a
them.
crazy day for this Ravager.
Well, he still kills everything, but...
He got decapitated.
That blinking light on the door, I was like, is a corrosive pile never going to land? What is that? was funny.
Yeah, I think that Dark, everything that we've seen, not everything, but some of the stuff we've seen in the early game kind of shows he didn't get a good read on this, which against the way that TaeJa's been playing so far, and I don't mean like builds, I mean just the way he's been able to take fights, that's pretty alarming here for Dark.
Yeah, well, he didn't want to sacrifice anything. Like, you can get Overlord speed or you can sacrifice an Overlord.
Right.
But you have to kind of preemptively send it into the right position to sacrifice it. And it feels like he's like, nah, you know, I'll just kind of blanket defend everything. He's got roaches, so you don't really die to any attacks early on, and then he has spores, so Banshees won't kill him.
Now, trying to think here. For this game, it's like upgrades are better basically for Terran. Yep. Doesn't mean that he's going to win every push, but he certainly, if fights are set up correctly, he'll be okay. There are spores that, even though they were made unnecessarily, that they will play a decent role later on.
I like that Dark, by the way, is throwing down the Infestation Pit. I mean, sorry, not the Infestation Pit, the Baneling Nest. So it seems like he's going to play a little bit differently from game number 1. Have some Banelings mixed in there. Well, I guess he did have some Banes, but I wouldn't mind him having more because we saw how effective that was against TaeJa.
But if you don't Inspire, you know, there's mobilities on the Terran side. They're the ones that can dash in and do it. Almost like when you see the Zerg do these Muto-like attacks. Oh my god, he saved it.
Just barely.
Now, but TaeJa seems to be very comfortable. If you can let him, if he lets his Medivacs fly where they need to go, he's usually in pretty good shape. And that usually allows him to get set up for a pretty good push.
Now, TaeJa does have his 3 bases up. He's making another command, another factory, but his armory was quite late. Now, he was like very far ahead on upgrades, and now I'm waiting. Okay, just started 2-2, so his window is going to be much smaller. His window is going to be, instead of like a minute, we're probably going to get, as long as Dark starts his 2-2 right away, like a 20-second window.
Yeah.
Of having better upgrades. So, you know, that's just something to mention. A little bit of a mistake. It's pretty common with Terrans, though, where they're just like, oh, I forgot the armory.
It does happen.
They're doing so much.
Okay, this was a good kill here, taking out those Banelings. You know, you're never, at this level of play, going to see them lose Medivacs to Corrosive Bile. Corrosive Bile is more of a zoning technique, or at least to make them move in a position where you just, you know, you can then try to...
Yeah, good against tanks and stuff.
Sure, absolutely. It's why we don't see tanks use that often.
By the way, a mistake from Dark here, he never started the Carapace 2.
Well, let's see. It's actually, you're right.
Oh.
Unless he doesn't...
No, he wants Carapace 2. He messed up.
No, I mean, but if he didn't have the money and he wants to get it now, but yeah, you're right. If he does not have Carapace level 2, and the world champion does not get a upgrade...
Yeah.
And that's not a thing, guys, basically ever if you have 2 evolution chambers.
Who screwed that up the other day that you were talking about?
Can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was someone that like kept messing up upgrades. I can't remember
who it was. Deer?
No, I don't think it was Deer. I thought it was a Zerg player.
Could be. I just don't remember.
Ragnarok or something. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, you will sometimes just lose the game if you forget an important upgrade. And by the way, we have the armor starting now.
Yeah.
But it's all hiccuped and staggered now. Meanwhile, a counterattack here, which is held.
Huh.
TaeJa's going to set up here in
it's a nice spread of tanks.
Yeah, and what looks to be a pretty good position, although there's a lot of creep over here. But this bottlenecked bridge area is not easy to come across here, especially when you're going to get pelted with so many tank shots.
Yeah, and the spread is so nice that I only see 2 tanks that'll be covered by the same blinding cloud.
Right. So that's a lot of spells you'd have to cast to try to get in there.
Yeah.
Okay, now here we go. There is Corrosive Bile range here.
Yeah, very nice.
And that's why you need to make sure the tanks are well placed. But identifying there's not going to be a counterattack, he unsieges and just pushes down here towards the south.
Okay, let's see if he can deny this hatchery here.
You know, one thing about TaeJa is he keeps his tanks further back than I think any other Terran we've seen.
He's really willing to run quite far back.
Yeah. Now here's the counterattack, though. I think Dark getting a very good read here. Is going to be able to punish one of the 3 bases that's actually up right now.
Yeah, those Lings doing a good job, and Blinding Cloud's actually helping Dark so much right there. But TaeJa's army is good enough to to force its way through, I think.
I believe you're right. I think these Lings, although they're pretty scary, can eventually be held off. But if Terran just moves with everything, can you not just push these bases? I feel like you might be able to. But then again, Corrosive Bile is very handy in these moments. You can buy time.
Yeah. That is very important to mention. The Corrosive Biles can pick off tanks pretty well. Okay, zoning everything back for a moment there. He's buying time, and his Lings are doing massive amounts of damage. Look at this. He almost killed that command center. He's forced 2 commands to lift.
Yeah,
he's killed 13 SCVs. He's killed 8 depots.
This is a game that's basically forced to end one way or the other. And I think Dark might actually have enough to hold off this attack. The Lings did their damage. We're still waiting to see if TaeJa can do his.
Oh, the Ling flank here is amazing. The tanks firing upon the Lings in the back instead of the Banelings. Oh, no. So many units lost for TaeJa.
Beautifully done. And although supplies look similar, it does seem that Dark has not suffered that much damage back at home.
Yeah, he's expanding to the top now, too, which is really far away for TaeJa to be able to hit.
Yeah, and what TaeJa's been trying to do is basically push across this small bridge. And the Lings are so much cheaper and easier to send across the map in a situation like this.
Yeah, and he's not well defended against anything anymore at home. So the Ling's doing some real damage at that third base, forcing all the SCVs to evacuate once again. Double medevac going to the top right, so that is a good solution to that. But look at this, his last of his tanks falling. Okay, that's a good pickoff, no doubt.
The Zerg's on 4 bases, but hold on a second.
How many bases, Tasteless?
Look, there's going to be, now it's 3. Well, I guess the bottom is there, but it looks like it's going to get dropped here. Okay, never mind. Canceled, so it is 3 bases.
4 bases, right? But is that one not made? Yeah, it's
that's
just
being
started.
remade. So he's on 3 bases, taking a 4th. Now, TaeJa has 4 bases, but you know there's 2 that aren't being mined from.
He's got 71 SCVs though, so if he can get his SCVs back saturated in the right locations, then his economy's going to roll forward.
I think you're right. And again, with Baneling snipes like that,
oh my God, picking off a lot of these Ravagers.
No energy in these medevacs,
things,
by the way.
Yeah. The Ravagers are not really going to be remade either, so that's really useful to get rid of them.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Carapace +3 going down.
Oh!
That's a big pickoff.
That's huge.
Wow.
Again, though, you know, aggression like this can be a double-edged sword. If you attack in too much and it gets wiped out, Zerg could just come back and counterattack.
TaeJa trying to drop absolutely everywhere right now.
This is becoming a down and dirty game. This is super scrappy on both sides.
Yeah, the economies are starting to get built back up, like as Dark's 4th finishes, and he can get some drones at it, and as TaeJa's income pops back up, as he's sending his SCVs to the right locations, we can actually see them start to macro back up. They're approaching their maxed out supplies once again. But TaeJa's army is much lower tech. Now that we have Ultras in here, he's really got to rely on his micro and his mobility.
Okay, well, he's doing exactly that. And when the Banes come in, he picks up.
And there's that mobility going to get out of there before Dark can crush him.
You know, he's just keeping enough alive. We might see Dark begin to fray at the seams a little bit here. Here comes a counterattack. Now, there's Marauders and SCVs to repair, so this isn't going to work.
How many times are we going to see SCVs run from that base? That base is never going to get mined out. I feel like he needs a bunker there or something. A new depot wall.
It goes to show you the difference between what a planetary costs as defense versus an orbital. Now, notice this, TaeJa's grouped up, and his upgrades are way better.
Yeah, they are.
Way better.
2 for a long time.
In a game where this attack is probably going to be the most important, in a game where the melee units are the primary damage dealers, it's Banes and Ultras against range units, Marines, Marauders, and Siege tanks. I think if Dark controls as well, maybe he can do it, but I think on paper this looks better for Terran, correct?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Like, that spread of Siege tanks is magnificent. There's only 2 Vipers out, so there's only so much you can do against that. Yeah, he has like 7-ish Ravagers left, so maybe he can get some good Biles down. Ooh. Whoa! Very nice, though, harassment.
That'll slow TaeJa down in the later part of the game, but already TaeJa has enough of an army that the damage is being dealt. So this army would have to be wiped out already before that would even be a factor. And dude,
he's threatening two bases at once right now.
TaeJa is a beast, man. Look at this. He's going to snipe down each of these ultras. Do you keep pushing a Zerg? I guess the answer is self-evident now. Yes, you do. He takes out the tanks, but there's reinforcements coming. And again, there's two bases here that are under threat. And if these are taken out and anything gets up to the top, which is getting virtually no attention by either player, dude, he's gonna get the hatchery.
TaeJa moving in once again here. Not that many units for Dark, but he is good in these low econ situations, sending another group of Lings in to harass that base once again.
He could possibly try to close in at 6 o'clock. Another Ling counterattack here, and actually Ultra's counterattacking. It does appear there's always just enough. Oh, great blinding cloud.
Yeah, throws those spiles down as well, but they do get dodged. It looks like the planetary might be picked off. TaeJa's not really repairing.
If the planetary is taken out.
Yeah, that's a huge kill from Dark. This picks off a tank. You see, he's so good in these situations as well. Dark doing a ton of work here. His economy's not so big, but he's losing bases.
The army is still very strong, though, here from TaeJa.
Yeah.
It's mostly drones.
But look at how much damage he's taken on his Marine Marauder. Everything is in the red for TaeJa. Oh, no.
He's going to get that Ultralisk.
Every swipe is going to kill 12 units at this point.
Now, the three bases, I think the gases have mostly been mined up here for the Zerg. So, I mean, when you take out an Ultra every time, it's hard to get it back.
He does have a good gas bank, though. I think minerals are
true.
what they're both kind of looking for right now. Unfortunately, TaeJa's SCV count,
31.
It's pretty low. Like, losing that planetary, I think, was a big moment. That was a great move from Dark. But TaeJa's setting up. He's not done tasteless.
There is this base that's basically naked over here at the top right. You know, these Ling counterattacks are what is keeping Dark so strong.
The non-stop Lings into this base in particular.
Yeah.
This should have mined out 100 years ago.
Taking out Overlords. I guess at this point in time, you just take whatever you can get here.
Anything,
you know?
anything.
Yeah.
Well, they're so low on minerals that actually, if you could supply cap him, that's really useful.
Sure. And look, this base is going to be taken out. Notice that it's going for the drones here.
Yeah, making sure he gets as much as possible.
And that was a free kill. And now, again, with a Ling counterattack, which I've actually lost count, literally, of how many times this place has been hit by Lings.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So much. The Lings have done huge, huge damage.
Now, these Lings are coming in and they're doing damage, but they're usually getting picked off. Terran's keeping a certain amount of the Marine Marauder alive. Remember that this can, I don't know what the energy on the medevacs is overall. I don't even know how many medevacs are in the game overall right now, but
yeah,
you can heal on the spot. You can pick up.
What? Okay, a single infestor being made. Yeah, Dark's income is not so hot right now.
You know, he's...
I love that Dark is just continually running around with the Lings.
Refinery explodes from burning down.
Well, that's the last thing he needs is gas right now. Okay, that is a lot of Ultras, but it's mostly only Ultras.
Yeah, well, there's some Lings, and guys, important to note is that Ultras need Lings to be with them.
Yeah, if it's only Ultras, you can just kind of out-micro them.
Yeah.
When Lings are involved, though, it's actually becomes quite a pain.
How many minerals are actually at the upper right? That should be mined out, right?
Dark's upper right you're talking about?
Yes.
I think it's, like, okay, but, like, yeah, it's definitely not full, and it's definitely not empty. The base is half
full. The base
full.
is half empty, Artosis. Now,
5 more infestors in Burrow. I love it. I think that's a great idea.
You can see both the players are dialing it back slightly because
this is becoming a very cognitive game.
Yeah, well, you need to. Every decision has to work. This is not a StarCraft 2 late game where it's like you're trying to throw as many problems on their side of the map. You're trying to actually make each attack worthwhile. Now, Can he actually get this hatchery in time? No, but he could try to come in later. A second wave of Marauders is moving out. Note that he's actually intentionally keeping enough back here that if there's a counterattack, he will just be able to kill it.
And that other group of Marauders he has, that is a hatchery sniping group if I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
that many Marauders will kill this hatchery before the units are even on top of them.
Oh my god, Spotterling here, scan, and he'll have to pick up.
Yeah, that Spotterling really helped him out. Otherwise, that hatchery would have gone down. Beautiful move. These small things, this is what makes the difference.
Wow, kills that Ultra.
Oh my god, but he actually comes up with a fungal.
I thought we might have Corrosive Biles fired ahead of time.
Yeah.
On Fungal, it's much more realistic. You might actually connect with the target.
Oh yeah, it's a great combo. Look at this. TaeJa actually just setting up such defense there at his most important base. Going for Drilling Claws now so late in the game, 22 minutes in. This is a real slugfest.
This is crazy. And now...
Like, maybe I'm forgetting a series this year, but this is my favorite series of the year.
Oh, same.
This is
This
unreal how good
SOS's
this
Nexus.
is.
I mean,
that wasn't a series. It was one move in one game.
No, that game counts as a best of 7. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He went to game 7.
Don't you tell me how to feel, man. Yeah.
Don't tell me how to feel.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of new hatcheries and Zerglings in the bottom left to look like there's a hatchery in the bottom left. I think actually Dark is probably going to win. I think as things quieted down, Dark knows exactly how to race ahead. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm very excited to see what
so
TaeJa
the unit
does
tab
next
here:
year, man.
6 Ultras, 3 Ravagers, 9 Infestors, which is important to watch for here.
I think that's really the key here.
Yeah.
Is if you just take the Infestors out and just whatever their cost is, replace it with anything else. I'm like, okay, this game absolutely TaeJa still has a chance.
Right.
But that many Infestors with Burrow, like they are gonna just, they're gonna appear somewhere, and TaeJa's gonna be very sad about it. You know. All these situations where he's doing a great trade and then running away. The Infestors, yeah, see that? Oh my god. And the Blinding Cloud. Look at that, he still, like, does well in the battle. Right? That shows you that TaeJa really has a shot still. It's just these fungal growths.
It almost looked like that CC should have been, as it's going up, been able to bounce that Ravager shot like a soccer ball, like off of a soccer player's head.
It hits his radio dish and goes back into Zerg. That would be amazing. Imagine that, just mass orbitals floating with your army to stop fungals.
Okay, so again, TaeJa lacking in supply, army supply as well. It's not just a a funny situation where one player has a bigger army and the other one has more workers.
Oh my god. Whew. Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication there between the Ravager and the Infestor.
Right.
Missing its shot. Yeah, but you can see Dark, he's like kind of starting to roam around and try to go for value.
I think Dark is gotten too big.
Oh, he's not mining gas at all. Whoa.
Oh, you're right. He is literally mining out of like, maybe it's like 40 for 52, 56, 60, so hardly anything. So maybe if Terran kills all the gas units.
Well, he's making a geyser, so I guess he realizes that's important.
You and him said it both, but with very different voices. He was like, I'm not mining gas. Okay,
oh my god, a lot of stuff dying right now. So many SCVs just went down. He's down to 10 workers here. Ultra Link getting on top of a lot of his expensive units.
2 very low Ultras here.
Yeah, TaeJa will be able to clear up that attack, but his economy has been shattered. But not his mentality, Tasteless.
No.
His mentality has not yet exploded.
It has not yet been exploded.
Now the Lings start again.
Yeah.
Oh, these mines!
I don't know,
That's
man.
a lot
I think
of
this is
Lings.
just too much.
Holy crap. That is so many Zerglings.
What a...
He's got 3 SCVs right now.
This should be over.
Yeah.
TaeJa, I think, put up an insane fight against Dark in I think the best series we've had so far for StarCraft 2, but this is just like Dark showing the veteran's not even a good enough of a word, you know, like he's just the absolute master of Zerg here.
Oh, Dark?
Yeah, he just hung on, he survived.
Yeah.
He got the game close and chaotic, and then
World
came
champion,
out.
man. We have a word for it.
Yeah.
When you beat everybody else in a year.
The GOAT, yeah. And TaeJa's still roaming around the map. By the way, you want to know how long we've been casting this series, Artosis? It's literally been an hour and a half.
It feels like it's been 15 minutes.
I know.
It's been such a good series.
It's crazy. Yeah, this has been a really special series.
This is like
see TaeJa playing so well, but
yeah, these two are put on such a series that I feel like I'm time traveling right now. Seriously,
yeah,
time has dilated, Tasteless. I'm gonna live extra long because of this series. Or no, wait, actually, I think time has like gone slower, but it actually went faster.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm gonna
actually,
die sooner.
Yeah,
because
you're
of
like
this
70
series.
right now. You
Yeah.
have
Damn.
Come to terms with your death, Artosis. Again, this really does show, though, what a great player Dark is.
You see all those infestors just burrowed everywhere?
Yeah,
He's having to use like all his mules because he has no SCVs left.
This whole map is...
And they're spread everywhere right now, man. Oh, he doesn't cast a spell with it. That's so funny. Oh. These lings are trying to ruin his setup. I don't like it. There's, by the way, there was like, JYP showed us a moment ago, there was 170 lings on the map.
So crazy.
Dude, but as Dark continues to mine from all over the place, like, TaeJa needs to get the base up. He couldn't have killed him there, so this makes sense, but at the same time, it's going from bad to worse, I feel like, for TaeJa. It's not like he's getting into a situation where he's like, okay, almost enough, you know?
Yeah.
He's basically got, like, what was that? The Knights Who Say Knee or whatever. He's like, tis but a flesh wound or whatever, but all of his limbs have been chopped off. That's TaeJa right now.
Yeah,
like, dude, oh man.
He's a pillow with a head right now.
He's having a very, like, how do you even win this?
But I think Dark played this expertly. You know, he said, okay, I'm not gonna screw this up. And we're just seeing there's just so much here. You know, it's hard sometimes on both sides to really know where your opponent's supply is as well.
Yeah, especially a crazy game like this.
Yeah, where it's not easy to just take that all together and calculate where the game should actually be. Again, though, we will be seeing GG soon. Oh, Taestosis, you spoke too soon. He has 3 medevacs with half of them full of units.
Yeah. He's channeling his inner MKP.
Yeah. Well, here's another attack over here. One thing about infantry like this against pure melee, you can actually kite for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taking choke points and everything. He's trying to be as efficient as he possibly can, but he's got 7 workers. You see them all there. Oh my god.
Ouch. Got him again. Okay.
GG.
GG. Ended on a softer note, but
yeah, that was an insane series, though.
That was really
they both
something
showed
incredible.
Just amazing skills. A fun back and forth series. Like, that was awesome. That was so good. And TaeJa could have beaten Dark here tonight. And who knows?
Yeah, well,
maybe
he
will
did in
later.
one game. Yeah. Like, maybe they're going to have a rematch, Artosis.
I was really not feeling TaeJa getting out of this group, despite how well he played before.
Yeah.
Now I am. Screw it.
I was most excited to have his presence here, but, like, he looks so good.
Yeah, he looks good.
And this is post-military.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. We had 3 insane macro games. A best of 3 that took an hour and a half. Every game was completely awesome from beginning to end.
And completely different, too.
Yeah.
Completely different. That was just a great series.
We're going to have a short break when we come back. Our second best of 3 in tonight's GSL Code S, the round of 16.